Hi guys! Today I want to talk about working together with your spouse and finding a common passion for work. These are not two of the easiest things to put together, finding a common passion and working with your spouse. Neither of them are easy separately, and together it's a challenge, but it can be done. And I'm going to use my own personal experience to offer some tips on how to bring that about. It didn't take me long after starting my first part-time job as a teenager to figure out that when I started working full-time after school, after my schooling, that I was really going to have to do something I love to do. Because simply working for a paycheck is not enough for me. I was not happy doing a job just to get paid for it. I really had to love what I was doing. And if I was going to spend 8, 10, 12 hours or more a day working, it had to really be doing something that I enjoyed to do. So when I went to university, this is exactly what I did. And even though my guidance counselor in high school kind of looked at me like I was crazy, maybe he was worried I wouldn't be able to make a living, I still chased the things that I wanted to do because I knew that there was no other way for me to spend all day, every day working, doing something I didn't like. So I studied film making, I went to theater school, I pursued acting, I pursued music, all these things that ensure that you'll be poor for the rest of your life. But I was determined. I made a commitment to myself, figure out what I love to do first, and then figure out how to make money at it. And I did that. I did that for many years. And then I got married. And as I mentioned in previous videos, my husband and I decided that we wanted to work together. So I left my career and joined him in his business. And we do a whole other video on maintaining a healthy relationship while working together, so you should check that out. I'll link it in the description box below. This decision obviously shifted priorities a little bit. Not that my priorities shifted away from doing what I liked, but it shifted away from doing what I liked. I'll explain. The hours that I worked in my previous job would have ensured that the home and family life that I wanted to have would be almost impossible. To care for my family in the way that I'd like to would not be possible because I'd be working a minimum of 12, 14, 16 hours a day. But at the same time, I made a commitment to myself. Find what I love to do and make money at it. So how does it all fit together? So I started again, figure out what I like to do. And in this case, the priority had changed. I want to be able to full-time care for my family. That includes homeschooling my kids, which is a decision that my family together, we recently came to. We wanted to have a lot of quality time together. Myself and my husband, us together with our kids. We didn't want to be wrapped up in jobs that were overwhelming for many hours a day all the time and not be able to be together with our family in the way that we want to. You know, tiny snippets in the evening and on the weekends. It wasn't enough for us. And we could see that our children wanted the same thing from us. So we started with determining what was most important to us. And our family life was most important first. And the business that my husband was already running made it possible for us to be able to work from home, even though we also maintain an office. We don't have to be there all the time. And be home with our kids as much as we really want to. We have the freedom to travel when we want to travel. Like off-peak seasons. Not during all the school breaks where everyone else is traveling, but when it's convenient for us to go. So what is that thing for you? What is it that is most important that you need to prioritize? Because I guarantee you make that the priority, and then you'll be able to line everything up based on that and find what works for you. So figuring out all of this brought me right back around to window treatments. Because that's what we do, window treatments. But that's not all we do. All of this brought me back to leaving my work that I really loved and working in an industry that was not necessarily something that had interested me. The only interest that I have in it is that this is what my husband and I can do together. The next important thing that I'm going to mention is not having tunnel vision. This is really, really critical. Being open to the big picture. not focusing on me, not focusing on this spot right here, my belly button, but keeping an eye on what we want to achieve entirely. Exercising delayed gratification is what will be really, really crucial. Doing this has allowed me to develop with my husband in a manner where what we're doing is this living, breathing organism, and that it's growing and it's changing and it's becoming something that is more than we ever imagined it to be from the very beginning. Not what he pictured when he started and not what I pictured when I started. And the key here is in focusing on developing the connection between my husband and I, and between us and the kids and our family as a whole, we have managed to develop something that is encompassing all of our passions that we've ever had together. His passions, my passions, and they're all becoming one. We leave a space between us where we can be open to being creative with each other. We have a safe space where we can bounce ideas off each other and not be judged. You know, we can go to each other and say, hey, I've got this crazy idea, let me tell you about it. And then have it be rejected, have it be loved, or even find out that the other was thinking the exact same thing and we're just expressing it outwardly now. And then we start working. And it's something that has grown into the passion of all of us that I'm happy working on, that my husband's happy working on, that even the kids are happy working on. They're right down there, by the way. So our key takeaways are, 1, figure out what you love to do and then figure out how to make money at it. 2, prioritize. See what you want most prioritized in your life and make your work for that. 3, forget about the tunnel vision. There is no me. There is only we. There's only us. What we can do together is better than what we can do each on our own. Delayed gratification. And 4, it's the connection between us, which is really 1, but I put it as 4. Until next. No, you have to sit, sweetie. You have to sit. You're in the, you have to sit. Find a spot and sit there. Thank you, love. As I mentioned in the previous stuff, was to work together. Really? My husband and I decided that we wanted to work together. Holy camoly! Stop honking. Okay, now this is where I have nothing to say. No. Keep going. Skip that. I don't have an ending. Okay. That's awesome. We leave a space. I love you too, my sweet, sweet girl.